Before entering the main story, there is something that needs to be explained about dreams. About the state of sleeping, but not fully asleep. Dreaming, but not truly a dream. There was an older man named Uncle Kov. He was known as a practitioner of magic and spiritual knowledge. One day, another man named Uncle Sok told his older brother about a strange experience he had. He said that what happened felt like a dream, but at the same time it felt extremely real. Uncle Kov overheard the conversation and walked over. After listening carefully, he said, "That was not a dream. But it was not ordinary sleep either. It is like when a spirit asks to meet you. Those who want to meet us come and wait for our physical body to fall asleep. When our body rests, our spirit leaves on its own to meet them. That is why it feels like a dream. But it is not truly a dream. That is only an explanation about dreams." Now we enter the main story. This story is about an AHP and a rice merchant who lived in neighboring villages. No one knew when the AHP first came to live in the village. She was very skilled in magic, but she hid her past completely. After some time, people began to suspect that she was an AHP, but no one knew how powerful her magic truly was. Her name was Yi Teap. Yi Teap came to make a living in the village by selling cakes, banana sticky rice cakes, pork sticky rice cakes, and other traditional snacks. The rice merchant bought her cakes every day, and each time he bought a large amount. But after some time, for unknown reasons, the rice merchant suddenly stopped buying Yi Teap's cakes. Yi Teap then stayed at home for about a week. Not long after that, the rice merchant and his wife began arguing intensely. They argued almost every day. The workers who worked with them became confused because the couple had never argued before. Now they were fighting constantly, to the point that the husband almost hit his wife. The arguments continued for a whole week. At the same time, their child suddenly became sick. The wife did not notice anything unusual, but the husband began to wonder why they had been fighting so much lately. It felt strange to him. He even found himself losing patience and not wanting to care for his sick child. The husband believed in magic, so he decided to seek a spiritual master to examine the situation. When the master arrived at the house, he suddenly stopped and stood still. He said, "This is strong." It was done through two paths. The child was also targeted. They attacked both the child and something else. Then the master walked to the rice storage area. At the central pillar, he stopped for a moment, reached his hand inside, and pulled something out. It was a tightly wrapped object. The homeowner had no idea who had placed it there. The master asked, "Have you had any conflict with anyone?" The husband said no. The master began chanting and then opened the object. Inside there was hair and some black, rotten-smelling substance. After that, the master burned it. When performing the ritual to remove the curse, the master did not allow anyone to watch. Even the workers were told to stay in one place and not move around. After finishing part of the ritual, the master told the homeowner that he would stay overnight. He instructed that the wife and child must remain upstairs and not step onto the ground. The husband and workers were to stay downstairs together in one place. If anything happened, the master would call them. That night, dogs howled throughout the entire village. It was unusual. There was also strong wind. Around midnight, close to 1 a.m, the master called the homeowner to follow him. Everyone followed behind the master. Some carried guns. They walked quietly behind him. When they reached the front of Yi Teap's house, the master stopped. The rice merchant immediately understood that Yi Teap was the one responsible. The master said, "The one who did it is here." The workers rushed inside. Yi Teap was found injured, but there was no blood. She could not get up. She had a daughter. When the rice merchant reached her, he pointed a gun at Yi Teap and asked, "You did all of this, didn't you?" Yi Teap confessed to everything. Hearing her confession, the rice merchant wanted to shoot her. But instead, he ordered her to leave the village and take her daughter with her. Yi Teap left, abandoning her land. After the truth came out that Yi Teap knew powerful magic, other villagers began to speak up. Before, they had been too afraid to talk. One fisherman said he once encountered an ape. One night, while walking home, he suddenly came face to face with it. He was terrified and said, "I only asked to live in peace." When the AHP replied, its voice was distorted, not clearly female, not clearly male. It was flying while speaking. It said, "If anything happens, it will be because of you." The next morning, the fisherman did not dare tell anyone. He kept it to himself until Yi Teap and her daughter finally left the village. Only then did people dare to speak. Before this incident, Yi Teap had never harmed or caused trouble to anyone. This was the first time she targeted someone, the rice merchant.
Before she left the village, the master went to speak with her. He said, "You have been holding it back for years. Why couldn't you hold it back this time?" He then told her, "Stop, do not create more karma." Yi Teap's daughter was still studying at school. After that, Yi Teap and her daughter disappeared from the village completely.